Hi, everyone. Welcome to Atolo's Lobby Talks. My name's James Lemon, and I'm really excited to be hosting today's show. Lobby Talks is a new series all about finding interesting personalities and people around the industry to celebrate, inspire, and encourage the world of hospitality. We've covered everything in the industry from general managers to events to technology. But today we're covering a topic really close to my heart, the world of vacation rentals and the world of homestays. So obviously it's an area of the industry that's been around for decades, but has gained real attention in the last 10, 12 years or so with the emergence, of course, of Airbnb and now more and more OTAs like Expedia and Booking.com, as well as lots of innovation from technology companies and operators popping up in the space. I had my own stint as Chief Operating Officer of Hostmaker with about 2,500 homes under management across Europe. It's a really dynamic space. And if you're thinking about careers in hospitality, whether it be marketing, technology, people or operations, you should definitely be thinking what's going on in the vacation and vacation rental home sharing space, and what impact could that have and what opportunity could that have on you and your career. So I don't want to waste much more time. We've got an absolute legend of the vacation rental space with us today. We're chatting to Paolo Macchiaroli, who is the CEO of My Private Villas, one of the biggest luxury rental organizations in Europe, with over 800 owner-run properties available for rent from just the most glamorous locations and the most exciting areas. Paolo, welcome to Lobby Talks.
Hi, James. And thank you for the legend. I'm not so sure if this is a compliment or not, because I feel more aged than what I am. No, but thank you very much. Nice to chat with you this afternoon.
It is brilliant to have you here, and I definitely meant it as a compliment. As someone who can impart wisdom and experience and inspire others, nothing more, I promise you. So, all good. Look, the format of Lobby Talks is we are not meeting here in our home offices or our workspaces, but we're meeting back in the real world in some of the most glamorous locations and lobbies of the world, where we know real business happens, and we always want to peek behind the curtain. So let's start there, Paolo. What lobby are you taking us to today?
Today we will talk. I can show you. I can talk to you about this incredible place, which is the Resort Villa. Is a 9 bedrooms villa in Thailand, in a location called Rayong, which is south of Bangkok. It's not Koh Samui. It's not Phuket. It's the real, authentic Thailand. And this villa is named the Resort Villa because the feeling that you have is that you are in a proper resort. I was contacted almost 3.5 years ago by this villa because they wanted to be in the villa rental market, in the luxury villa rental market. And I remember that my first reaction was, but you are not in Phuket, you are not in Koh Samui, it's not going to work. And then they told me, please have a look at the villa. And as soon as I saw the villa, just with some pictures, I was really impressed. So I said, okay, because you have the problem that you are not in a very famous location, we need to organize a fun trip. We need to invite 6, 7 top agencies. We need to host. We need to pay business class return tickets, and we need to treat these people, including myself, fortunately, like a client. And I can tell that this villa, that again has 9 bedrooms and 70 people of permanent staff, 70. If you need a massage, if you need anything, if you want to do scuba, they don't have to call someone externally, but they have in place. And is incredible. Yeah. So we had really a fantastic week. And just a couple of weeks ago, I was in Monaco, and I was invited to participate to the Ocean Grand Gala done by the Prince Albert Foundation. There was this big event, and we have offered 1 week as to the charity. So there was an auction, and wealthy and lucky American client has purchased these week, and I'm 100% sure that it would be amazing.
Fantastic. I mean, a couple of thoughts come to mind straight away, which I definitely will explore. One is that this villa is like a hotel. It sounds like it's run to the quality of a hotel, which I think is just phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely. You've got the service of a 5-star hotel. Okay.
Yeah.
They do also entertainment. There was one night that was Thai, so there was these sort of concert with dancers. Another night they have done a setup in the garden with the tents, cushions, and was a Moroccan night. Another night was like Elvis Presley, so came a singer dressed like Elvis Presley with popcorn, burger, etc. So they do also entertainment, so it's absolutely like an hotel, and the service is 5 stars. 5 stars.
Perfect. Well, it seems like a pretty good place for us to meet for our chat today. So really excited to kind of share more with you. And maybe we can start with some introductions. Well, our first section we always call Career in 60 Seconds. We know you've got a wealth of experience, but are you up for the challenge of summarizing it in just 1 minute?
Yeah, I'll try. After my degree in economics, I've been in an advertising company, communication advertising company for 8 years. I was in Naples, in Italy. Then I did the consultancies, always in marketing and communication, for 5 more years. But I was not very happy, to be honest, because even if I got the best clients, etc., I didn't feel that I was doing my thing. My big passion of travels didn't match with this job. So I quit for a while, stopped working, try to better understand what was my next adventure. And I entered in the villa rental market. I knew this little company in Tuscany, so I bought some shares. I moved to Tuscany, and I started to work in the villa rental market. It was 2005. Then after, it was a B2B company. Then again, I was not very happy because I wanted to do something more international, something with the niche of the top villas and chalet and private islands. So I sold a share of this company. I moved to London, and I've launched my private villas, which is now considered, I shouldn't say, but is considered one of the best collection of villas, chalet, and private islands in the world. And so is a niche, an authentic niche. I don't know how many seconds are gone already.
I mean, if I'm being harsh, you're probably up already. But go on, give us a quick final summary.
No, that's it. Then this is now I have perfectly matched my studies, my previous career in marketing and communication with my 2 big passions, which are travels and homes. So now I feel that I'm not working, basically. So I feel very lucky.
Yeah, and that is the goal, right? I suppose of anyone. If you can make your work feel like your passion, and then you never work a day in your life. No, that's fantastic. Yeah. Look, thank you for that. A lot to cover.
That's Confucius said that.
There you go.
Choose one the job that you like, and you will never work one day over your life.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I just feel like I've got a head full of quotes, but I can never remember who said any of them. I just know I never made them up and just read them somewhere. So all good. No, thank you for steering me right. So look, our first section is called Good Day, Bad Day. Look, you've obviously had a really terrific kind of career. You've touched on a lot of the industry, but it's not always rosy, and there have been some real highs. So why don't you take us through, the best day you've had in your career and shed some light on it for us?
Well, I shouldn't call it the best day, but one day that really let me felt great was at the very beginning of my adventure with my private villas. I just launched the website. The collection was still quite small, and it was a Saturday. I remember I was home and I received this request from this client that she was looking for an apartment for 1 year in Florence. So I give a call to this client. She told me I will be from Tuesday to Friday in Florence, and I have dozen of appointments with local agencies that they will show me around apartments. So she was asking the availability of one specific apartment that was not available. So I remember that I pick up a phone, I call Mr. Ferragamo, and I ask the availability of his own apartment. So not an apartment on the market. I have explained who was this client. This was a very important client, actually the owner of a very important hotel chain. So Mr. Ferragamo was very pleased to receive this request, and he gave me the availability to show to the client. So what I have done, I have asked this client, do you have already a car and a driver during your stay in Florence? She said no. Okay, please let me offer you a driver service for your entire stay. I will fly on purpose in Florence, and I will show you this apartment. She was so happy that she has invited me for dinner. So we had this lovely dinner the night before the visit. When we saw the apartment, she immediately booked. And I have to say also that was a great day also from because these allow me to get a very, very, very good commission. And with that commission, I have immediately invested in marketing and communication. And so these gave a very big push to the success of my private villa. So I always remember that with great joy, because first it was a demonstration on when you offer a customer service, a dedicated customer service, you step above all the others. Okay, so all the others local agencies were gone just because they didn't think to offer something to the client. And second, because this was the very first big booking, and of course, this gave the opportunity to my private villas to grow faster.
Yeah, it sounds like it was one of those pivotal moments, right? You obviously put a lot of effort into finding homes and finding guests before, but suddenly, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Suddenly, this kind of
Yes.
golden opportunity came that took you to the next level. Totally
Yes.
proved the model and funded your next phase of growth. Fantastic. I think a lot of entrepreneurs really crave that moment, don't they? But I think also in the world of service, in the world of hospitality, I think you nailed it. Just if you can treat everyone like that, find out their needs, treat them like they're special. Once in a while, you get incredibly well rewarded. I think
absolutely doesn't matter if a client is booking a villa that costs 100 or 200,000 per week, or a more affordable villa of 20K. I mean, your attention must be always the same. And when you act in this way, people will feel the difference. People will understand that you are doing your best, that you want to pamper them, and this is also, I believe, extremely important nowadays, where there are so many villa rental agencies, so many platforms where you contact one day and you talk with George, and the day after you contact the same company and you talk with Anna, and you need to start again. Instead, if you have your dedicated concierge or travel expert that follow you, and is completely different.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Some great advice in there, I think. Fantastic. So let's switch things around a little bit. How about a bad day? What were some of the lessons you learned from just your worst time in working hospitality?
Is related with the beginning of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. We all, I believe, were a little bit shocked over what's going on. I mean, we personally got in March 2020, all our bookings were canceled or postponed, and that's fine. I mean, was normal. But I was shocked when one specific villa that have hosted always the same clients for 5 consecutive years. And each year, this client used to book 2 months during the summer holiday, 1 month for Christmas, and 2 weeks for Easter. So was a very loyal and good client. As soon as the same day that Spain closed the borders, so there was the impossibility to travel, the client, of course, is asked to cancel the booking. And the villa owner not only said no, not only keep all the rental funds, but kept also the APA, so the food and beverage deposit, and the breakages deposit, and disappear. So we had to cover these because you can't return to the client and say, sorry, you have lost this amount of money. It was a lot of money. And so we have preferred, in order to keep the client happy, to get these lost on us. But I mean, it was fine because we still have this client. He still has booked many things with us, so we have return on these lost. But I was shocked because what is one of the strengths of my private villas is what we try to do is to create some preferred relation with the owners.
Yeah.
So this was very bad because was exactly the opposite of our philosophy, and so that was a bad day, I can say.
And it feels like that kind of month or two as we start to understand the impact of coronavirus, that kind of dilemma was happening all across the industry, wasn't it? I think in the hotel chains, in restaurants, but in particularly, I think in vacation rental, where you've got thousands of small owners. I think it was an impossible one for some companies to solve. But you're right. I think generally history will be with those organizations that were customer first, returning as much money as possible, making sure that everyone was okay. Because I think probably it's harder to sympathize with hosts perhaps and property owners who'd obviously had such a long period of doing quite well for themselves. So definitely not easy for everyone, but it feels like you probably made the right call, and I think history will probably prove you right.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Look, I wanted to get to our next section. We call it Last Day on Earth. And, there are so many fabulous experiences you can have in this industry. But, you've obviously traveled a lot. You've seen the world. If it were the sad occasion, you just had 24 hours left to experience a great stay, a great restaurant and a great event. Would love to know what your choices would be. Maybe you could take us through it. Where would you spend your last night on Earth?
Let me first tell you something. Many people ask me, which is your favorite villa? Okay, that can be a similar question to this one, and I am not able to answer because there are so many different, and some can be more attractive for one reason, some for another. So it's very difficult to choose the best villa, because of course I choose a villa, not an hotel. But just because it's the last day of my life, right?
Yeah.
I have chosen a special place, which is near Naples. I am from Naples, and this is a private island. I don't know if you ever been to Amalfi Coast, to Positano.
Yep.
If you look at the just in front of Positano, there are 3 little islands, just one with some construction on, and it's called Ligalli. And this island used to be the private island of the classical dancer Nureyev, the Russian Nureyev. And then when he died, was bought by this Italian entrepreneur, and is a unique place. The reason is because first you have your own private island, okay, with the 7 bedrooms. It has 3 pools, but natural pools, okay. And then because to me that place represent what is my idea of luxury. My idea of luxury is not marbles, it's not gold. To me, a luxury villa must have a very um, strong connection with the territory, with the culture, with the need to represent where is the villa. Okay, so in this island, in this villa, you will find the Maiolica of Vietri, which is a village close to Positano, and that has inspired all the architecture of that part of the Amalfi Coast. The pool again is a natural pool. You don't feel that it's a pool. You feel like is a sort of mini lake, and so everything, all the details of the villa are very much chained with the territory. And to me, this is luxury. And then I've chosen these also because, I mean, at least the last day of my life, I want to be closer to my hometown. So that's why I've chosen. And from this place, you can see the best sunset ever with you can overlook Capri and then the sunset, and it's just beautiful. So I would choose Ligalli Island on the Amalfi.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. I was worried for a minute there you're going to sit on the fence and be like, everyone is my favorite. So well done on picking a favorite. That's absolutely fantastic. It sounds absolutely beautiful. I love your definition of luxury as well. Really kind of grounded in the territory. I think that's fantastic.
Let me just say one more thing. You won't find this place on our website or on internet because it's a very private and unique place. So we have access to, but is not.
I was about to say, I have a feeling this is going to the way this is going to go. If we want to get access, you could probably get us access, couldn't you?
I have access, of course. I have access, of course. Yeah.
Fantastic! I love that. I love the fact that you've got this, a website with 800 villas, and you've actually got this secret list of villas that you select people to go to. Like, I'm just going to keep these ones back for invitation only. Fantastic! What a great way to run a business. Great. Let's take us. How about food? Take us to the restaurant where you'd probably spend your last meal.
Well, I can be anywhere else because if it's my last day, I can't lose time in flying from one country to another. So I have definitely chosen a restaurant which is in Nerano. Nerano is a bay just before coming from Sorrento, from Capri, just before Positano. There is this fantastic restaurant called Lo Scoglio. And I would go for something very simple, pasta and crochet with some basil. And there is this special recipe that they do in this part of the Amalfi Coast. And I grown up during all my holidays and my long weekend on the Amalfi Coast. We always used to be on boats, and then every Saturday we had to go in that restaurant. We had to go this pasta and crochet, which is something simple but amazing. So that's what I've chosen.
So it really comes down to almost that taste of home a little bit, right?
Yes.
Going back to kind of food where you grew up. I think that's the case for a lot of people, but it also sounds like an excellent spot as well, which is great. And how about an event? What would be the last event you'd go to? Obviously people think about hotels, villas as the hospitality industry, but of course, getting back to real live events is such a key part of the industry's recovery. For you, what's the event that's been on your wish list?
I don't want to disappoint you and giving an answer that is not related with hospitality, but again, because it's my last day and I don't have time to travel, I would love to assist to the victory of Napoli team at the Italian Soccer League, because I have assisted when we won the very first time with Maradona, and it was not just to win a competition, but it was like the revenge of a difficult city like Naples, and was great. And I had, I'm sorry, but I'm Italian. I had the same feeling just last July when I was in Wembley and we won against England. So I'm sorry. I know that with these now I have much more enemies, but
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you managed to slip it in there pretty obviously, but it's okay. So it sounds like this is an event you've been at before. Tell us what the energy was like there. Tell us what you loved about that
no,
win and the celebration.
just that all I remember it was 1987, and an entire city was in the street dancing and hugging and kissing and celebrating and drinking. It was like I don't know, the carnival in Rio, but even more. So it was just incredible. So there was this sign at the cemetery of Naples, was to the people dead, saying, "You have no idea what you have lost."
I love that. I love that. Slightly insensitive if you were visiting the next day to put flowers on graves, but
Yeah.
that is brilliant. I think you're right. I think sporting occasions can have a huge opportunity, can't they, to really bond a city, to bond a country, and of course that's hospitality at its best. People partying and having a great time and being careless, which is great. So look, the last section of our time together is called the guest book. One of my favorite sections, really, which is really a nice chance for our guests to impart some wisdom. To when you leave a hotel, when you leave a villa, of course you fill out your top tips for whoever's staying next. So for you, thinking about hospitality careers and your lessons learned, what would you share with the next generation?
Well, there are, I believe, 2-3 points that are very important in this industry. One is to be super open-minded and ready to for anything, because you will meet so many different clients, and so you need to be ready. You need to be ready for everything, literally. And this is chain, of course, with what I was mentioning before about the customer care, the customer service. But if I have to choose just one thing, I believe is passion. This type of job, if you don't have passion, is very difficult. If you have passion, and you can do lots of things. Many people think that our sector, our industry, for example, there are many travel agencies, many travel agents that they travel the world just to know places, and maybe the wife or the husband home start to complain, you go just on holiday. No, they are not doing holiday, they are working, even if in a nice environment, etc. So I always said that you don't have to feel like guilty in doing something which is good for you. Okay, so we were mentioning before Confucius, no? Choose a job that you love and you will never have to work one day over your life. It's exactly the same. If you feel that you don't need to do in my experience, I had a very good job in marketing and communication, but I was not happy. I wanted to travel, I wanted to do something more international, and at the beginning I felt guilty of this, but then I realized why. If this is your passion, you have to do it. You have to find a way and you have to do it. So this is the main advice. And in order to do it, basically, there are some very simple rules that must be followed. The first one is that if you don't go after what you want, you will never get it. So you need to go after what you want. Otherwise, you won't get it. The second is, don't be scared to ask. If you don't ask, the answer will be always no. So go for it. Go for it. Don't be shy or afraid. Yeah. And then the third one is that if you don't step forward, you will always be stuck in one place, always in the same place. So I believe that this is in general, can be applied to all the sectors. But I believe that especially in hospitality, we need to follow our passion. We need to be brave, and in this way we can share our knowledge of travel or hospitality, of food, whatever can complete an holiday experience for a client. So we need first to learn, and the best way to learn is to experiment, to do it things, and then we need that just to share. I have a 9 years daughter, and I grown up her with this sentence that is very typical: sharing is caring. That's true. That's true. And especially in our sector, sharing is caring. So don't be afraid. Follow your passion, work hard, and then you will understand the Confucius quote.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I think that's probably a great place to wrap up. But I love what you're saying. I think people asking for help, people really understanding what's gone before, but also just getting stuck in, right? I think you just have to try lots of different roles in this industry. And I think, vacation rental as well as hotels, events, restaurants, they're such a great opportunity to try so many different skills at such a young age of your career. So you can then, if you get the passion, you can stay in hospitality. And if it's not for you, you've definitely picked up some amazing skills, which is fab. Sadly, we've reached the end of our time together. I suppose it's time to check out a little bit. Paolo, I absolutely want to thank you for your time. You've shared such wisdom with us all, but also taken us on a really exciting journey through the highs and lows of your career. I could talk about this stuff for hours, probably why we run slightly over. I think one of the things I'd say to our audience is, if you want to explore these topics more, come to myAtollo. You can always sign up at myatollo.com. It's completely free. We've got mentors like Paolo from different parts of the industry who I know will always be generous to spend some time with you. If you're looking for answers, if you're looking for support, if you want to explore what's next for you. I'm really excited we're back again on Tuesday. At our next session, we're going to be chatting with Bradley Sachs. Bradley Sachs has been one of our mentors for the best part of a year, has worked in a host of organizations, and now works for a giant conglomerate of hospitality, looking at hotels and restaurants and casinos. And we'll be able to talk you through some thoughts he's got on how to create a really compelling customer service, how to make the people make the experience come alive, which is fab. But for now, unfortunately, our time in this glorious villa in Bangkok has come to an end. Probably just time for a swim in a pool before we head home. But Paolo, thanks so much for your time and for sharing.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you.
Let's definitely stay in touch for the future. And
Bye.
for everyone watching, goodbye and stay safe.
Bye, everyone. Bye.